So I want you to show the people.
Show them what?
All the people, not just a couple.
No, trigger sessions. We have trigger sessions in our MAPS Anabolic program.
This is a concept. It's a very unique concept. You don't find anything else. Is how to utilize something called a trigger session to maximize muscle growth, fat loss, basically the anabolic signal when you build muscle.
Yeah, give us the short version of where the concept came from, and then how you've integrated it into our MAPS programs.
Well, so
the do's and don'ts too. I think a lot of people aren't fully.
Because I think I did it wrong the first time I did it, so I'll be the first to admit.
Probably too intense.
A little too intense. Yeah.
So it came from so I got the idea from noticing that a lot of the blue collar workers in my family were quite muscular in the muscles that were used in their jobs. So like the plumbers in my family and the mechanics had muscular forearms. I had a couple mail carriers who had great looking calves. And the reason why that was kind of weird to me was, and some people are thinking, well, obviously. Well, it's weird because in the fitness industry, we're all taught that muscle damage is what causes muscle growth. But these people weren't damaging muscle. I mean, they've been doing this for a long time. These people have been doing it for decades.
In small doses.
Yet it's the small doses. When you look into the literature on the muscle building signal from lifting weights, when you do the heavy, hard, damaging workouts, you find that signal starts to get blunted after about 48 to 72 hours, even though you're still recovering. So although the muscle's still recovering from the damage, the muscle building adaptation signal has dampened down. Now, that poses the question, can we get that anabolic signal to stay up? However, how do we do that and circumvent creating too much extra damage? Because if you create too much damage, of course, muscles can't recover fully.
You get stuck in the recovery trap.
And you get stuck in just recovering and not adaptation. And that's where the trigger session concept came from. So a trigger session is basically, you want to use these on the days in between or on your off days, the days in between your heavy workouts. So if I do heavier workouts on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, then I'll do trigger sessions on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and maybe Saturdays and Sundays. And basically, I like to use bands for them because bands don't cause a lot of damage. And a trigger session is a very light, and I'll demonstrate what I mean by light. It's a very light pumping type movement that you do to get blood into the muscle and feel a little bit of a burn. The key is not to go super intense. You want to feel the muscle work. You want to get a little bit of a burn, a little bit of a pump, but you can't go too intensely because you're not trying to damage the muscle. All you're trying to do is maintain that anabolic signal, keep it loud and clear.
I think this is the part that I think most people have a hard time with, is understanding that it's not a workout really. All you're doing is you're just sending that signal. And I think you can easily overdo it. You can't really underdo it because you're just getting in there and doing somewhat of a movement is definitely sending a signal there. And you're not trying to send a super loud signal. No. You just want to keep the signal going.
You just want to get a little bit of a pump or a little bit of a burn in the muscle. And these can be done very frequently, and they shouldn't be long. Again, it's not a workout. So a whole trigger session may last 5 to 10 minutes. You want to pick maybe 2 or 3 exercises, maybe 4 max, and do them several times a day. So if yesterday was my heavy, hard workout with the weights, today I may do 2 or 3 trigger sessions for 3 or 4 exercises throughout the day. And what you'll notice from this is faster recovery, more muscle growth, more fat loss. It's quite, I consider this breakthrough because I've never seen anybody present it this way. And the results people have seen from doing these is
I'm glad remarkable. You said the recovery thing, because this is when I remember when you first introduced this to me, I really took it to my clients that for recovery purposes. I noticed a huge difference with that. I know there's a huge market for, glutamine and branched chain amino acids and all these workout shakes.
Trivial.
They're trying to help you recover. I saw way more in teaching clients how to incorporate trigger sessions than I ever saw in any supplement or pill. Because think about what you're doing. I mean, you're not only sending that signal, but then you're also sending a ton of blood and fluid there.
The blood, getting the oxygen in there that helps aid in the recovery and the repair of the muscle tissue. So.
And that to me was
big benefit.
Huge, a huge difference. And so if you're really sore, this is a great place to do that. You would think so if you're really, really sore from doing legs the day before or doing your arm workout, and then you want to stay away from the gym because how sore you are and you want to recover, actually coming in and doing some trigger sessions would be the best thing you could possibly do to speed up your recovery. And you're not worried about doing a ton of damage because you're not doing a ton of damage.
No, you're adding a lot of frequency. You're sending a small signal. You're keeping the big signal that you set off the day before loud and clear. You're facilitating recovery. I don't care what your routine looks like, incorporating trigger sessions properly, you're going to see a significant boost in the results that you get from your regular
Well,
workout.
and you're also emulating a lot of the skill that you're doing in your workouts, but at a lower intensity. And so, you're reinforcing a lot of that that skill, like practice that it takes to do better with these lifts in the gym. Because now I'm reinforcing that connectivity there with my brain and my muscles and getting the proper response.
Another great, awesome point, I'm glad you said that, is another place I've used it a lot is for trying to work on a neurological connection. You have somebody who has really poor posture and they're rounded forward, and I'm trying to get those muscles back there. So I might put a lot more emphasis on like a band row.
Or pull apart or something
pull
like that.
aparts with the bands, and put a lot of emphasis on that. We may not be trying to build a ton of muscle that way, but I'm really trying to work on that neurological connection, and adding these little trigger sessions in there are gonna help that also. So huge tool.
And they're super convenient. I mean, bands just work great, but they're also super convenient. Trigger sessions, you can do them at home.
These are the ones that we offer on our website, right?
These are the ones we offer on our site, mindpumpmedia.com. Trigger sessions, our programs are quite unique in their design, but this happens to be one of the more unique features of our programs, and this one's in MAPS Anabolic.
The key too is, what would you say, 8 to 12 minutes is about the most?
It's about 5 to 10 minutes is what I found.
5 to 10 minutes, and then if you can get that in, multiple times through the day would be awesome. At least getting it in once or twice.
You'll notice your pump. You're gonna get better pump as the day goes on too. It's kind of awesome.
It's gonna charge your next workout.
It
Watch.
is. Give it a try.